It's week 1 of the National Football League, and we've got a showdown in the Sunshine State. It's the Jaguars and the Dolphins.
And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
The address is 347 Don Shula Drive. In honor of the legendary coach, the stadium is Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. It's the start of a new season in the NFL. Welcome to our first Sunday of 2024 with football. Mike Tirico, my partner this year, Greg Olson. Greg, so excited to be with you and so excited about week 1. You build it up, you talk about it for 6 months, but when it arrives, man, it feels so good.
And it's really the only week of the entire season, Mike, where all 32 teams are all dreaming the same thing. Playoffs, Super Bowl hopes. This was the best offseason any of them have ever had. And on top of that, it's the excitement and the hope in these stadiums. Every fan base.
It is the opener of the 2024 season for these two teams, and off we go on EA Sports. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Jacksonville comes out with a former #1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback, 6'6", tall and talented. Greg, hard to believe, already is season 4 for Lawrence after his days at Clemson.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, all right, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And, man, you get through that first game, and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. It's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That's complete to Etienne. And he's going to have enough for a 1st down. He's out of bounds after a gain of 5.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play. With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
2nd down, Lawrence. And that ball incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting 1st downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
Here's Fournette. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
To the right side, and Kurt's got it.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
And he'll be out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, and that gains them another 1st down. On the ground, it's Fournette. And he'll get forward for about a yard. And landing Roberts in there on the tackle. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Now second down throw for Lawrence. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. And he's going to be taken down.
Well, this is how you dream up the opening script. You get the ball first, and you want to go down and set the tone for the rest of the game. Well, looks like the coaches did a great job when they built that script.
Now a loose football. But this is taken in by a teammate.
So as you start operating your red zone offense, of course it goes without saying, Mike, you're trying to score touchdowns. But the worst case scenario is that you bring your field goal unit and you at least try for 3.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Allen Robinson. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Extra point by Little is good. And the Jaguars have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return, Noah Igbenogany. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Dolphins come out on offense, and the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He led the NFL a year ago in passing yardage. Hard to believe this is season 5 already from Alabama. Greg, Tua, 26 years old, and his time is now.
There's just something special about week 1, isn't it, Mike? I mean, after months of anticipation, speculation, it finally hits you. The season has arrived. This is the first time where we're going to get to see a lot of the debuts of players on new teams, new coaches, rookies taking the field for the very first time in a meaningful game. The preseason is one thing, but it's an entirely different level of excitement once opening weekend rolls around. I don't know about you, but I am excited to see what's in store for us, that these games finally now matter.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Achane. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. In motion, it's Waddle. Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. Backs to his big tight end, Gesicki.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
3rd and 2. Tagovailoa. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. Punt team comes out. Dolphins going to kick it away. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Jaguars offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Run with 4. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Defense want to defend the zone read. Some teams want the quarterback to keep the ball. They want the ability to tackle the quarterback. Other teams, they want it to be a give.
And this drive is over before it starts. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage. And That guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, you've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
On fourth down, the Jaguars send out the veteran Lynn Cook as he'll have now fair catch, signal for, and made here at about the 43-yard line. The Dolphins offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
Tua, give it to Achane, and he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. A shotgun snap for Tua. That is caught left side by Waddle. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Third down, 3 to go. They'll try and run it here. It's Achane right on that yellow line, but the official signal, he's got enough for the first down.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
Gesicki, the man in motion. On play action, it's Tagovailoa. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
In trouble, and he's taken.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Dolphins are on the board. It's 7-3. So Sanders back out after making the field goal. He sends this one away. Jones now on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Jaguars offense ready to take over once again. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks, the quarterback goes into scramble mode. How fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack. Christian Wilkins, the former Dolphin, in there to bring him down. Here's Logan Cook now. And he's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. This is taken at his own 30. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. Looked like a lateral there, but now it's a free football. The Jaguars have it. So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. 7-3 is our score. And we're back to South Florida after this. Set to go now on first and off as they try to run it here. And he will work his way down inside the 30, a pickup of 6. They'll come up now for second down and 4. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Lawrence now on second down. He'll get it into the hands of Zay Jones. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looked and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
In motion, it's Robinson. On first down, Lawrence. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You can just see the reaction on the sideline. This defense thought they had themselves a critical stop. The mantra down here for all defensive coordinators, Mike, is takeaways, field goals. That's what you're trying to do, and man, they were this close to coming away with a huge takeaway. So the receiver does everything right except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, great separation downfield, but now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
To the end zone, it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier Howard.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
Devon Achane ready to take the field with the rest of his Miami offensive teammates. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Man in motion here is Washington. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Taken in by Gesicki. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They send a receiver in motion left. He'll get this out wide. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
3rd and 6. Gesicki, the man in motion. Throwing on 3rd down, Tagovailoa. He's got the hook up there to Waddle. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Waddle's able to move the chains, and starting his career, Mike, with 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons is impressive. And if Tua Tagovailoa is going to continue to improve as a quarterback, this Miami offense, yes, they have Tyreek Hill, but they need Jalen Waddle.
Man in motion here is Washington. They'll fake the handoff. Now, Tua. That is complete to Craycraft. And he's out of bounds, but not until he gets inside the 25-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down. Off play action, it's Tua. A very quick throw there, but Not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's a give to Achek. He'll get 4 and down inside the 20-yard line. He'll try to keep the drive rolling, facing 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Tua. This is caught at the 2, and he'll take it on in. Jalen Waddle, touchdown Dolphins.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass, results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. So this next drive about to get going, we remind you, coming up later tonight, the regular season premiere of Sunday Night Football. It's a good one. Playoff rematch, Stafford against Goff, the Rams and the Lions from Ford Field. That's at 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow, we wrap up Week 1 with Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers gets another shot at a Monday opener. The Jets and Niners from Santa Clara, 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 West Coast time. Now Lawrence on the bootleg. A throw on the run is complete. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Open man, left side, he's got it. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. Here's Lawrence. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence.
If you want to be a top-notch NFL DB, of course, yes, the athleticism is a given, but it's really, you have to be instinctive. The instincts are what allow you to maximize those physical skills, and you saw him on full display right here, leading in the big...
Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
On comes the punter now, as he is on to punt for Jacksonville. This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Tua gonna throw. Sending it deep for Waddle. And he's gonna be brought down inside the 15.
As that play unfolded, Mike, I thought he was gonna have a chance to find the end zone for the 2nd time here today, and I'll be honest, if I'm the play caller, by the end of this drive, I might give him one more shot at the end zone, but either way, they got to be thinking coming away here with 6.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. To throw is Tua. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete. Slot receiver headed right. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now it's third down. Gesicki, the man in motion. Open man, Malik Washington. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on fourth down? So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. So Sanders back out after making the field goal. He sends this one away. Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense ready to take over possession of the football. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. First and 10. Drive will start on the ground. He'll work this ahead for 2, maybe 3. That's Andrew Van Ginkel in on the tackle. They face second down and 7. Lawrence. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. It's picked up by the Dolphins.
You know, Mike, with the importance being placed on yards after the catch, we're seeing more and more guys really emphasize turning into a runner as soon as possible. And, of course, it's a critical part of today's modern offense. But the part you have to remember, the yards are never more important than protecting the ball, so it needs to continue to be stressed. Yes, we want the big explosive play after the catch, but never at the expense of the ball.
The Dolphins offense and receiver Jalen White. And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. Here's the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. A fair catch taken here, and it's going to come right at the 15-yard line. The Dolphins offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. Play action. Tagovailoa. That's caught downfield by Waddle. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 84 yards. Touchdown, Miami. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Sanders here for the extra point. He's got it. And the Dolphins add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jags offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. He locates the big tight end, DeGuara. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
Here's 1st and 10. Now here's Lawrence. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down. Lawrence. That ball caught. It's Zay Jones. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd and 2. To throw is Lawrence. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down. Now Lawrence. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Lawrence. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Now a 3rd and 2. Here's Lawrence to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll try to run. And he's going to have a Jags first down as he pushes forward for a couple on 4th and inches. Lawrence now. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. Cam Little for this field goal attempt. This from 40 yards out. Little's kick is good. And the Jaguars will cut into that lead. Final second now of this first half as this one is away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome to the Madden family for you and Greg. And to you at home as we take you around the NFL here on NFL Kickoff Weekend 2024. It was a strong first half from the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half.
Both
and to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike
we get
and
back
Greg.
underway here on EA Sports. To return it, here's Raheem Mostert. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Now, Tua and the Miami offense head out for their next possession. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. He's got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. On play action, it's Tagovailoa. Sending it deep for Waddle. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down. Gesicki, the man in motion. On 2nd down, here's Tagovailoa. He'll tuck it and take off. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
That's taken in by Achane. He's going nowhere. Going to lose yardage on that play.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
On 2nd down, Achane. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Tua. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I'm not sure if it's this big lead or if it's just this second half pressure getting to him, but that's just a careless throw by the quarterback. And don't let this lead fool you. Throws like that can change this game in an instant. And this defense knows they gave him one and they let him off the hook.
And he'll get something there on the return, able to take this back to the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Oh, there's movement up front. That's going to make this 3rd down a lot tougher. That's on the big man, Cam Robinson. Lawrence from the gun here off. Oh, a loose football. It's picked up by the Dolphins. And he rumbles his way into the end zone. The fumble recovery and the great return for the touchdown. And a terrific play for the defense to come up with the score that, Greg, extends their lead and really hurts the offense's momentum.
Mike, it's hard enough in this league when you find yourself trailing in the second half to be able to battle yourself back and try to end up winning this game. But when you have turnovers like that, that not only then extend the lead, it just makes that even a taller task.
The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Dolphins will extend this third quarter lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Jones now on the return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. And he has had all sorts of trouble in this one. Your quarterback has to take care of the ball, and he has not. Turning it over in the air, turning it over as a fumbler. You just cannot win football games in this league when the quarterback's giving the defense the ball. And that's what he's done in this one. That's quickly out wide for Kirk. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. He'll try the right side this time. And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. Here's 3rd and 2. Try to pick this one up on the ground. That's going to be pretty close. Looks like he's got it, and he does. 1st down. Lawrence on the draw. It's Etienne. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
Etienne is able to move the chains, and when you look at what he can do both in the run game and the passing game, you can see why the Jaguars invested a 1st-round pick in him just a few years ago. Over 1,000 rushing yards each of the last 2 seasons, but it's really the total scrimmage yards that really makes him stand out.
He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
It's just so impressive to see how good these guys are, especially the veterans, Mike. They've been out there a long time, a lot of experience. They know exactly where they are on the sideline, not only to secure this catch, but to be able to toe tap and drag that 2nd foot. That's a big-time play by a big-time receiver.
Here's 2nd and 6. In motion, it's Robinson. 2nd down, Lawrence. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. They need to get to the 22, but now face 3rd down. Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. Field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
Yeah, when you find yourself down big here in the 2nd half, you have to maximize every possession. And that's exactly what the coach tried to do, going for it on 4th down. Give yourselves a chance to cut into this big lead. But it's the defense that came through again with a huge stop, and that's going to make their chances of coming back that much more difficult.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
You talk about a quarterback getting bailed out. Man, that is a pick all day long. And as this defender enters the huddle, you see a bunch of his guys hitting him on the helmet. But I can promise you, they're saying, next time, you got to come down with that one.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. From the gun, here's Tua. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense. And Trevor Lawrence set to take over once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. To throw is Lawrence. Now a screen set up for Etienne. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Punting unit comes on. Jaguars will kick it away. As he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. Taken at the 19. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Dolphins offense back onto the field for their next possession. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. To the outside. He's got Waddle. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Tua gonna throw. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. 3rd and 5. Back to throw is Tua. That is caught by Washington. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down. Man in motion here is Washington. On the handoff, this is Achane. And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4. Play action. Tagovailoa. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the first down. 3rd and a yard. He'll try to run it here with Mostert. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a first down.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
Taken in by Gesicki. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the pistol, here's Achane. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It was Andre Cisco there to bring him down. Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? Off play action, it's Tua. Now he'll air one out. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Punt team headed out for the Dolphins. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On 1st and 10, Lawrence. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. And he'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That is caught. It's Robinson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now here's Lawrence. That ball caught. It's Zay Jones. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Lawrence. That's to Robinson. He's got it. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. In motion, it's Robinson. Lawrence now on 2nd down. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be 1 step ahead of them.
3rd and long. Throwing is Lawrence. They'll try to set up the screen here. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the 1st. So it'll bring up 4th down. To throw is Lawrence. Incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. They'll wind up giving the ball over on downs.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Now it's Tua. He'll look deep, left sideline. To the goal line and in. River Craycraft. Touchdown Miami. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Dolphins will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This one taken at the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Here's Lawrence to throw. This one is caught by Robinson. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. On first down, Lawrence to the right side, and Kirk's got it. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. First and 10 now from the 36. In motion, it's Robinson. Lawrence now to throw on first down. A throw on the move is caught. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. A first down throw for Lawrence. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. Here's Lawrence. That's caught once again by Ingram. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Kirk is the motion man. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And he's in. Christian Kirk. Touchdown, Jaguars. Touchdown here in the fourth quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the fourth quarter.
That is caught, and they get the 2-point conversion.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ending a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Mostert now to return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and Tua Tagovailoa making their way back out. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
They'll stay on the ground with Achane.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. In motion, it's Waddle. Once again, it's Achane. And he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. A shotgun snap for Tua. That's taken in by Achane.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. That is complete to Craycraft. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
On the return is Jones. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Jaguars offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Lawrence. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. Second down, Lawrence. His throw left side, taken in by Kirk. Third down, 3 to go. Now Lawrence, and that is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That's taken in, and he's going to have the Jaguars first down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. His 8th reception of the game, and good for a first down. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's complete to ETN.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
There's that man again, another catch. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, Lawrence. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here. So time becoming a factor, down 2 scores. They do have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to work with, though. Now here's Lawrence. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. Evan Ingram, the intended target. And it'll bring up second down. Back to throw. Lawrence. That's going to be incomplete. They cannot hook up there. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. To throw is Lawrence. That's going to be caught. And that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a 4th down, 4th quarter stand, and forces a turnover on downs.
So the key to this play is when you're going to play pass coverage and you're going to drop in depth, you have to understand if the quarterback drops the ball off short, you need to rally tackle. You need to limit the run after the catch, Don't let that receiver pick up the first down. That's exactly what this defense was able to do in this situation. Tackle him short of the chains, force the turnover on downs.
Tua going to give it to Achane, and he'll get this only to about the 20. Now a timeout for Jacksonville. They're second, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. They'll toss it here to Achane. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down. Now the Jags will use their third and final timeout. They'll talk things over before third down. Tua gives it to Mostert. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Special teams on the field, ready for this punt, as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. They'll start out first down and 10. Lawrence now. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass.
And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Lawrence from the gun here on third down. He's going to send it downfield looking for Ingram. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. He'll try again here. It's second and 10. To throw is Lawrence. Here's a shot toward the end zone. So, fins up. It's a win for the Dolphins. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. So, that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Dolphins, home winners here as we say farewell from South Florida.